Do you see the ISO now? It's flattened and more in the middle.
Yeah.
That little box. That's what you try to go for when you take a picture, because then you can work with a file at that point. Doing this kind of photography, when you do it with your phone, you want it to be bright just like you took it, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Let's do this, change that. Depth, no, this one. Let's go to 5.6, let's just try 5.0. Now it's overexposed. Now it's coming, oh, you know why? Can you walk over and unplug the pink light? I think that's where we're getting the purple cast from. It just runs along underneath behind the wood leg there. Plugs in the power strip.
Here.
No, there's the cord from the pink light, or just grab the pink light and throw it out of the way. It's just yeah, that's it, yeah. Just unplug that one.
Oh yeah, just take it away. Turn it off eventually.
There we go, that was it. Now I got natural colors.
Okay.
See the difference? It's
Yes.
not that purple anymore.
Yeah, so there's nothing challenging it.
Well, yeah, there is. Right over my shoulder. I'm gonna take care of those in a second. These yellow lights. Go down here. I gotta redo this.
It's pretty sick. Custom done, man. See, it came from the heart, man. It's true art right there. You sell this table one day for like $40.
I turned the leaves into the snake.
I saw that. A lot of people are not going to catch that. If you just show this to your average person, they're not going to know that's a snake head coming off there.
That's because I'm a shitty drawer.
You can do more coming at you. So as you move it, it does this.
And optical deception. I'll work on that.
Speaking of optical deceptions, welcome back to episode number 5. Brian, 5 episodes
Whoa, Cinco
of the
de Mayo.
Chasing
Nice.
History podcast.
Congrats, bro.
Congrats to you, man. I can't believe we made it this far.
Yeah.
A lot of challenges, a lot of work. And trust me, again, you know, we're not getting paid to do this. We don't, the time and the days and the hours we spend into setting up lighting and taking photos and getting things printed so we can really take a look at it.
Yeah, that's not the goal. That's not the objective. Is the payday. It's, I mean,
No,
the
the objective is
it's
the
just
rush.
the learning,
It's
keeping the brain busy.
It's the thrill of the rush of discovering this stuff. Like I said, once you get bit in the neck, you want to keep searching. You're constantly researching history. Y'all see this piece right here? We're showing you today a couple of different things that we have. Despite we're constantly working on things we have, Brian's going to talk a little more about these things that we're trying to pursue on his metal.
We're moving on in the timeline. I think that we spent a lot of time around the late 1700s. And now we're talking about the Civil War period.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Johnny's collection. He's done a nice job. These martingales, these breastplates.
These are pieces that were made for decorative pieces for horses. After they became popular to put straps on the breast of the horses to get them to control them a little better, they started to make these decorative pieces for them. And these are definitely a display of some different pieces, and all pieces have different meanings, made for different reasons. One of little treats that we have here is this John Singleton Mosby. He was a general in the Confederate Army.
Colonel.
He was a colonel.
Yeah.
He was definitely somebody who was a serious person, and I have 2 pieces from him. One you're seeing, Brian's got on video behind us.
Yeah, that's a live
It's displayed right here.
Camera pointing right to it.
Just so you could see, in real time, that he was definitely a serious person at a serious time. I mean, and when you're talking about the Civil War from, 1861 to 1865 is the window.
Yeah.
Come 1682, 1683, some of these pieces were made and they all have different meanings and different sayings. And one of my favorites, being a Queens person, a Met fan, this Yankee Slayer, this by far is one of my favorite treats here. And this is something that is, showing from very far back then. There's been problems between the North and the South. And other pieces here that have the same kind of format and message, to me, definitely it speaks volumes. And if these were made for horses, I mean.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really know anything about history. I don't have time. I guess I have time, but I don't utilize it properly. Mm-hmm. And you, in the meantime, buy these books and get me hooked. So
research, do your homework.
Colonel Mosby, excuse my throat, I got a little whatever.
It's the weather. Are you kidding me? It's sweating one day, it's freezing the next night.
He was also known as the Gray Ghost, and that's why this book is titled that. And I did, I get used to, John will say, hey, I got something cool to take a picture of. This is a long time ago, one of these, and I took pictures of them, like, what the fuck am I looking at? So then I got to do my little research and, crib sheet notes. His reputation was a genius in guerrilla warfare and psychological warfare. He came from humble beginnings, a little kid that was bullied, and he ended up being renowned for his genius guerrilla warfare techniques. He was also part of the CSA. He was part of the South, and we're not taking sides here. We're just talking about history.
True story.
Funnily enough, after the war, he became a Republican and pledged allegiance to Ulysses Grant. Bizarre, and then went on to have an illustrious career as a U.S. Attorney of some sort, and then they even did a movie about him. I think he died in 1915, but in 1913 there was a movie that depicted him.
Really?
I forget the name of it.
I gotta research that.
Yeah, but he'll be remembered as a genius in war, because that period that history is written about him is really strongest about the Civil War. And the medals that you have, the two, this one and the one here, one's pewter, one's silver. We're not sure. We haven't XRF tested it.
We haven't.
But one seems that way. They're in really good condition. I mean, I challenge any of you to Google Civil War era martingale and click on images, and you'll see 1,000 images, and they're all dug up from the dirt and rusted, heavily decomposed. Even the ones in museums are like that. John's got two very nice samples here. Now these you'll see they're not engraved, obviously. It's some sort of a dye process, so it's raised off the surface, and the backs are unfinished. More on that later. But this would go on the breast strap of a horse, and I'm gonna flip to a picture of that.
Yeah.
And I think there's more form over function, but there became a trade during the Civil War that I wasn't aware of. That, it's one of those rabbit holes. I'm taking a picture of this. What is it? Oh shit, they were trading these things. For value. So you've got some valuable pieces. I'm going to step out and throw some up on the screen real quick, John. Just keep talking.
Go ahead. This by far is something, if you want to look into different things, which all it is, this is just a heart-shaped piece, which you see on the front of a horse, to me would be pure decorative. And as you go to the backs of them, in these days, of course, the mint existed. They were using molding to make certain pieces. So there is a lot of similarities in exact size and stampings, okay? But as we go through these, here's the Yankee Slayer. On the back of this, we have discovered and seen several things on this piece, specifically. On a side, there's skulls that come in and out, that pop on the corners. There's different things that come and go as we move around this piece. Again, a stamped piece, but definitely one of a kind. Again, let's go Mets.
So I'm going to talk from behind the camera real quick, John. So what I threw up behind you was the magazine cover shot I did for you, which I call it.
Yes.
Of your 5 pieces, 2 of which are Mosby's, and 3 of which are, you've got the Yankee Slayer, the 2 other CSA models, medals. The one that I'm the most fascinated with, I'll step into the frame behind him. Like we're good reading.
Yeah, let them know.
This is actually an engraving of a guy with a shield, and it says "Annihilation to Traitors."
Here we are.
How hardcore is that?
Here we go, right here.
1863, "Annihilation to Traitors." These guys were serious.
I mean, this is just kind of really what we're going through in 2025 in this world. we're dealing with a tough time with our country and our world and things that are going on that we're a part of history. And look at the comparisons. We're talking about the Indians at war with the Americans or the people from England or whatever countries they were that settled here, that this became a big problem. And eventually we had to work together. Everybody has different ideas of what they want to do and how they want to control land or how they want to control people.
So John, I took that image down, and what I'm throwing up now, I'm going to throw up a picture of how a martingale would have been used. And 1, 2, 3.
Thank God we're being sponsored by Tubi.
Jesus, yeah.
I love it. Shout out to Tubi. If you don't have a subscription, you should get one.
I lost my connection.
I lost my connection.
And
But
there we go. So
here
this
we go.
is a reproduction of how one of these would have been worn.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
As you can see.
That's a breast strap.
Yep.
Modern horse tack is a little different. I don't know if the camera's
Yes.
microphone's picking this up. Anyways, there's that one. So I thought that.
No, it's a perfect example.
Yeah.
And I'll zoom into it more so you guys can get a much clearer picture of. And this is what it was. This was a pride thing. You know, you're a big shot in these days. You're fighting for your fucking rights. And whatever it is you're doing, you're very decorative. You're coming in there with some horse that you trust, that you know is ready to do what you're about to do.
These are some really nice pieces.
And what was the treat you were saying about John Mosby? What did he tell his soldiers?
Well, there's a famous battle. It's somewhere in this book. And I can actually find the image because there's some really good, beautiful black and white photography because the man lived till 1915. So there's actual pictures of him. But give me a second. There's a picture of a rider on a horse with a pistol, but he's holding the barrel of the pistol. And right here. So
look, you see that?
Let me get this up. Sorry,
That's abuse.
Amateur.
There you go.
When Mosby's Rangers emptied their revolvers, they used them as clubs. In this image, Private Senor Ferguson strikes the blow that knocked Captain Richard Blazer to the ground and brought him to his capture on November 18th, 1864. The first time I saw that, I thought it was a hatchet. I'm like, whoa, this guy's brutal.
You know what
He's still brutal.
You know what that is, Brian?
What's that?
He got pistol whipped.
He got pistol
That's what we call it.
All of his
Everybody
men.
knows, bang, you hit with the butt of the gun.
So Sheridan set aside a hunter-killer team of 100 men under Captain Richard Blazer with one mission: kill or capture Mosby and his men. Here Blazer and his men hunt for Mosby. In the next image, one of Mosby's guys ran out of bullets and knocked him out. That was sick.
You know what? Sounds like a fucking Netflix special to me.
But he was, and his men seemed to be, trained for guerrilla and psychological warfare, and people didn't fight like that. I mean, at least, these guys fighting the war.
He was a good leader.
They'd run out of bullets, throw their gun to the ground. They were instructed to flip it around, hold by the barrel, and take people out.
Yeah, use it as a club and just start whacking people as you're going by. And what did he do? He knocked out their boss. He took out the boss.
The guy who formed
The whole other crime family got bang knocked out with the butt of a gun, pistol whipped.
Yeah.
But this is the truth of the matter. I mean, every day is an ongoing thing. We're not going to beat dead horses here, no pun intended. But we're going to show a lot of different things that we have. We're going to raise a lot of speculation. And it's up to you as a viewer to understand that we're just jumping into different lanes to do things, and the journey continues. Again, talking about this this Mosby piece that I have researched the back of this and looked at it, and to me, I saw an image of when you look at it at a certain angle, it looks like a barking dog facing this way. And then when you flip the same picture, when you turn it over, it looks like a dog's eyes and nose and a tongue on a certain angle. And those are the only things that I really got to really look at it, because we have so many pieces. We only have so much time to really dig into this. These are still things that I want to really look into and see, because
it's funny because as beautiful as they look in the I don't have the image up anymore, in direct focus light, they speak differently in flat light, which we're not using now. And flat light is when that stuff pops. Now I don't know if there is any optical deceptions on these, because we're talking about a whole, I mean, everybody who was involved with that is long dead, and now the country had matured, and now we're fighting, and we're in the middle of civil war, and these guys are banging these out, you know, for military commanders and stuff. But I'm not discounting that they didn't hide stuff on the back of these, because they're all unfinished. And John's two Mosbys speak to me more than the other three. The other three, it's the patinas, the message, the engraving. But there's something about this that, I don't know, puts the hair up on the back of my neck. I'm gonna flip something real quick. I'm gonna step away from the table.
Go ahead.
So, yada yada.
Let's do a little physical display.
Yada yada.
This is what I guess we'd be considered we're live right now. But
On Venus.
again, when you really start to look at the underlying issues here, again, we're chasing history before it's gone. We want to teach you things and show you things that were a part of generation gaps. But me, as Brian said, okay, these guys were doing amazing things in 1789, 1795. Now we're in 1861 to 65. You're telling me that these people didn't learn techniques from forefathers and family members and come from same generations to maybe they were doing different things on here too. Because for me, what I see on here, it raises an eyebrow. So where, if this was made for a horse, if this was made for somebody in John Mosby's regime, if it was a part of his team or made for John Mosby, that's a special piece. I mean, this is a true piece of history. Because think about it, whether you like it or not, what he stood for and what he did was just still amazing. And in being in that kind of a time, imagine nowadays having a civil war. The way there's enough hatred in our fucking country and world. To be able to pull things off and do things like this, it was not easy. Don't get pistol whipped.
All right, so I flipped it around, and now I'm just kind of adjusting the brightness. We're underexposed, so give me a sec here.
Right, you see it's stamped 1862, CSA.
Yeah.
And again, we're not saying that there's things on here that we've seen yet, but through our discovery, I have seen some things, and these things are definitely worth second and third looks. Because I promise you, on this Yankee Slayer, on the back side of this, on the side, I've seen things.
What's interesting, I don't know if you can see me, but I got it in focus now. This is the back of it, and supposedly you flip it around and go, it's an unworked piece, and it's got the date up in the corner. But if you notice the blue tones, there is no blue light in this room. His camera is not sensitive to blue light. If I hold up a white sheet of paper, it's bright white. It's white balanced perfectly. In the darkness, you see the blue tones, which speaks to what it's made of, how it's aged. I'm going to twist it a little bit, and then we'll see the blue probably disappear. No, it got stronger there. Let's see. There we go. Let me do a bright shot.
See?
I'm focusing it slowly. Bear with me here.
This is the process. Welcome to the process. We figure we just might as well film us working on it as we're doing it, because this is what it comes down to.
So that's more of a flattened image, and you can see the inconsistencies and the particular rocker press or whatever they abstracted it from. Both of John's have this signature little telltale line here, so it shows that it came from the same press. But one of them on the back appears to have been worked further after it was extracted, and that's where my curiosity is piqued for sure. It's like, oh my God, why is that one not like the other? Because they're identical in every other way, but
Right.
one seems like it was paid more attention to.
That's what's odd to me. If these were all same size, made from the same similar kind of mold and the same kind of fashion, especially like he says, these Mosby pieces, if they were all made at the same time, same day, same week, stamped, and the backs, were they treated differently? Was this one like, oh, this is for Mosby's horse, or this is for his buddy, this is for his main guy?
You know, there's no maker's marks on these. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to explain something real quick. So on the back of these other three, the Yankee Slayer and the Annihilation of the Betrayers one,
Here's the Yankee Slayer.
if you look, and leave that one open real quick. And I'll flip this one out. This one's got a beautiful patina on the back. Oh my God, it's copper and green. All right, flip this one around. All right. So, what I think is interesting here is something that should be explained. Here and here is a P with a circle around it, which could mean a number of things. If you go down the rabbit hole, typically that would be something that they would put on a weapon. That means it was approved. It also could be from a particular English author, which doesn't make sense. English silversmith. I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue, and it's better I don't throw it out there because I'm still going down there. Or it could be used as, yes, this is certified by somebody who knows about certification back then, that this is the real deal. I think these, you got something here. This P with a circle around it, the proof, it wasn't done on metals like this. It was done on weapons. That's a tangent, but I just discovered that today. And I already knew that what the P stood for, but not the application of it. It doesn't make sense on these. And these are Civil War medals.
It stood for several things.
Congrats, man. I think you got
the P. The P meant whether it was made from a certain metal. At one point, I read that
it was approved by
sterling silver,
but it was approved by an official.
But it was like, yeah, it was
the ability to do that.
It's an official stamp.
Right.
Like as if you had a stamp on a document. That's pretty much what they would say. Like this probably would be.
Yeah, you got a load of muskets. The ones that had the P with the circle on it were approved.
Right.
These came from the right manufacturer.
Right.
They test fired this many times over this period. Those are approved materials. Having it on a martingale, which was from the CSA, this is the South, which, you know, the breastplate on a horse, a more form than function, and it was approved in the same way that approve a rifle. That's a rabbit hole. I'm not a historian. I'm just here to take pictures, but this stuff pops up and makes my brain go click, 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 because something's going on.
It's
there.
the journey of learning. I mean, you have to put yourself in this mindset of what this was like in these days, because we've been doing this a long time.
I'm gonna throw one other thing.
And I sit around and I go through this. He calls it a rabbit hole. I call it critical thinking. Of imagine these guys in a horse going to war from Virginia to here to there. How much do you get to really carry on you? You have a bag, you have a satchel, you have a weapon, you have so many bullets, you have so much to eat, you have so much different clothes to wear. So you can imagine this journey is not easy. And so when you put yourself in this time, like these guys were badass motherfuckers. Because we have a lot of wars and things going on in our world. And it's like, these guys were definitely fighting for a purpose. And that's what's important. Fighting for a purpose. But Brian's definitely been unbelievably going crazy in the last week or two of just trying to discover different things, crack different cases, because it's important to us that we just don't stay a one-trick pony. We're trying to look at different pieces, different parts of history, how it was made, how this is concave. This is built on here on this metal. So if this was stamped, there's a lot of little details that we question. But and if this was made for John Mosby or somebody in his people, this is an amazing piece of history.
All right, so I just threw up on behind you there. I did a simple Google search for Civil War era martingales.
Okay.
And there's pages of these. So
there's tons.
If somebody was, what are those things? You could do that. It's all there. There's one actually on a bridle, a breast strap.
Yep, there it is.
Right.
Yep.
But they're all decayed, eroded, destroyed. Most of them have been dug up. Guys with metal detectors.
Here's a sick one over here I've seen before on the bottom.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The Union.
That's beautiful, like metal brass. These are some beautiful examples. None of these were buried. They weren't found with a metal detector. They were archived. I mean, the museum you got it from, you talked about it. The old man passed away a long time ago, and he had a collection that he
passed on.
I mean, this is all firsthand stuff. So the condition of these is gorgeous. You look behind me, this is what you're gonna get. Once in a while, you're gonna see a beautiful one, but nothing like this collection. So well done, buddy. And it's funny because we have today, you know, our life, what's going on, the busyness of it, and I take pictures, try to squeeze that in. But when I go to, I take myself out of the picture and think about, okay, when was this made? Who made it? Do a little bit of research, take some pictures to, you know, confirm my suspicions or confirmation bias, whatever you say. Then you lose yourself, and history has a bigger context. Today becomes much wider. I love this stuff, man.
Listen, I'm on a constant chase
awesome.
of history before it's gone. And if we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, you know,
There's a lot of the stuff that people will never talk about, you'll never see. You'll see a lot of like dumb things going on. You'll be scrolling through your phone, just watching dumb things that are just made to dumb you down. Like it's not made to make you smarter. But if you start to do your own homework and question yourself like we do when we come looking at these pieces, it hits you in a different way.
yada, yada, yada. Back in the safe.